Hello, all. This is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3. And in this particular video, I'm going to talk about who do professors actually work for. So if you don't know, I'm a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. So it was just me. Business professors do okay. I'm not complaining in any sort of means, but I wanted to create something that was going to be a little bit larger than life. So I wanted to help larger than one person. And I wanted to help out PhD students and graduate students around the world with, just making their life easier. And so, first of all, I created this sort of sharing economy proofreading platform. And then I had to figure out a way to actually get the word out about that. So I started doing these YouTube videos. I don't know if they work, but anyways, it certainly does not making any sort of money. But anyways, so who do professors actually work for? So this is a little bit of a complicated question. So first of all, I'm at a university right now, wonderful university, very supportive in a lot of different ways. And I work for that university. They're the one that actually pays my salary, but it's a lot more complicated than that because I do research, and that research is more for the general public, however that is. But the general public is not sort of as specific like everybody, right? Like you can if you want read that kind of stuff, but it's usually for specific individuals around the world that are doing research as well, right? And the way that you can increase the prestige of the particular school that you work for or the particular institution that you work for is for you to get more famous and for your research to matter a lot more. So you're kind of working more for the community. So this is called, I've heard it called like the general college or academy or, just the general, whoever is out there, and you're more working for them than you are for the particular university. Because if you please them and you make them, it makes their life easier around the world, then you get more sort of prestige and fame and all that kind of stuff. And then the university gets more fame and prestige and all that kind of stuff. And there's all sorts of ways to sort of measure this kind of stuff with citation networks and or how to measure how many citation counts you get and all that kind of stuff. But generally it's just trying to measure this, how much your work and how much you actually matter within general academy. And that's how you actually get paid. So it's kind of a weird thing too, even with the tenure process, is if you don't get so you're going to get tenure and all that kind of stuff, you're moving up in the tenure ladder and you get to the point where you have to give your tenure application up. Really what ends up happening is the general weight is, would somebody else actually hire you and put you on to their particular faculty? Because if you don't get tenure at that one place, you can go to another place and get, hopefully get tenure or get a job at that other place. So it's more of this kind of community kind of base thing. And I think this whole reciprocity project works really well with that kind of model. When I was thinking about it, when I first conceived of the proofreading platform, I was thinking about this whole, how this all kind of works, right? Like, because I was pretty well aware of that kind of stuff. And it's really just people giving of themselves and helping out people that they don't necessarily know who they are, but hopefully they help out those particular individuals. It's very different than a lot of businesses where it's based on that they work on this particular business and it gets them better and makes them more money instantly. But no, you have to actually give to the greater community somehow, whether it's publishing or helping, maybe becoming a journal editor or something like that, that you actually benefit that institution, right? So it's whether you're actually being recognized. And the way that you actually get job security is sort of getting yourself recognized internationally. And that's really the merit of, or that's the way that people determine whether you get full professor at a particular institution. So there's a ranking ladder thing, whatever. And the way that you actually get full professor is whether you're actually internationally known around the world at your particular institution. So that's how you actually get job security. It's not whether people at your institution or your school know you. that's kind of the lowest ladders, whether people around the world know who you are and whether you're actually well known, right? So if you're intellectually famous, that's the way that you actually get to the point that people actually um, recognize you and they want to bring you on to their institution, right? And that's how you actually get job security. And it's weird because you're working to get job security and you're working to get a job at one particular institution, but the way that you actually get it is by showing that you're actually valuable at another institution, right? It's kind of a weird thing that way. But anyways, most professors, so I myself included, love to work at the place that they work at. And they often, particularly the ones once they get really famous, they choose where they can go to, right? And so they can go to any particular school that they want to go to. They can go to, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter the particular Timbuk school, university. It doesn't matter where it is, they can go to that and everybody's going to welcome them to their particular school because that they are famous, right? And they'll gladly hire them on, whether they can pay for them at the salaries that they get at other places. Well, it's probably not the case, but they gladly bring them on and have them part of their university. And that's really how it works, is that at the university that they are contributing somehow, in sort of community, contributing to the greater community outside of their university, right? And it's these people, they choose to go to those institutions where they want to go to. And that's why you see there's a cluster of sort of people that are really cool and interesting at one place. And you see these kind of clusters of people that are doing interesting things all together because they're wanting to go to that one institution for whatever reason, whether, and it's a lot of personal choices at the end of the day where they choose to do their thing. I love being at the institution that I'm at because it's a cool, they're very a supportive collegial group that's there. And, and also I'm in Florida, of all places, right? It's kind of cool. People go to retire here on a regular basis, right? And I get to live here and work here, so it's kind of cool. And people choose to sort of go to the different places that they want to go to. And obviously, that sort of there's lots of different factors that determine why they go to a particular place, like life and salary and all that kind of stuff, and all that kind of matters and goes into it. But that's really what it comes down to, is that professors are not working. I mean, they're working for their institution, and they truly do. They get paid. That's how they get paid. But at the same time, they are working for the greater community. And then on top of that, they work for the institution by sort of running committees, and sort of teaching and doing those kind of things that they're very important. And some professors sort of focus on that kind of stuff and be more administrative role. And that's very extremely important. It helps helps the university function, right? But they're balancing what you have to do as a professor is you balance the external sort of giving and sort of writing and stuff like that, the research stuff. And that's really what research is giving of yourself in sort of helping other people out, and then balancing the sort of internal demands that you have. So giving your teaching responsibilities, for example, teaching and doing a good job at teaching, and administrative things, serving on committees and all that kind of stuff that you have to do. And so there's this balance that you have to do of giving as much as you can to the external and sort of helping out in the internal within the university. And you're balancing that all the time. And some people choose to balance a little bit more on this, and some people balance a little bit more on that. And, it's just what they want to do going forward. So hopefully this helped you sort of understand who professors work for, because it's not what everybody thinks, right? And tenure is not what everybody thinks it is. It's not a guaranteed job. You can still get fired for being a complete blankety blank blank at your job at a university. If you're tenured, and if you do really bad things, you are going to get fired, and just like any other place. But for them to welcome you in on the club of the university, whatever that one is, and there's different clubs, it's like being in a baseball team. You have to have you have to have a certain amount of prestige. And so you're working for the external environment, or whoever that is, those professors around the world that are going to recognize you. So that's it. Hopefully you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, take care. Bye.